how to pose. Do you pose? Is that a thing? Should I pose? Apologies for the sound quality, guys, and for the lighting quality, and for the setup. I didn't really have a choice in it all at the moment. To be able to get a video out to you meant I had to make do. I even had to make the tripod to be able to film work because I left parts of it back in Melbourne. Whoops. Hair in front or hair behind? One of each? No, just behind. Greetings, friends, and welcome to another video with Ylva The Red. Yes, this time you get to see my face. Believe me, that wasn't my intention, but it's happening anyway because someone's been a bit too busy to take a lot of B-roll this week, or indeed for the last few weeks. So this week's video, you get to have me at the glorious Kryal castle in the tea table room with all of my random stuff. Forgive the mess. So buckle in, friends. This video is probably going to be a bit rambly. Normally I'm far more scripted than this and I know what I'm going to say, but life was hard and I did not have an opportunity to plan this one out better. Bear with me. Let's give this a go. When I started making videos in earnest, I tried not to promise more than I could deliver. And then I managed to deliver more than I promised. Until last week. Last week was the first week since I started this YouTube thing properly that I failed to produce a video. And let me tell you why. There have been a great many things happening offline in my personal life that even some of my very best friends haven't quite heard the full story of. And this sort of culmination of things has led to a really chaotic period in my life. The first thing that happened was I was invited to be part of Kryal Castle's spring school holiday program, which was awesome. I was so flattered to be asked, and so far, been having a good time. For those of you who are unaware, Kryal Castle is a tourist attraction in Ballarat, Victoria, that is a wonderful blend of historical and fantasy elements that is fun for all the family. They hold wonderful daily jousts and skills at arms. They have archery for the whole family. They currently have axe throwing and various other bits and pieces. So there's heaps and heaps of stuff for everyone, from the little kids right through to the big kids. Everyone can get involved and it's great fun. I was invited to come set up an interactive display and shop, and some workshops to go along with that, which is a new experience I was really keen to try. So of course I signed on. The next thing that happened was moving. It happened really suddenly and was a move for the best, but it happened at a really awkward time in that part of the moving period was actually going to overlap with my time here at Kryal. This of course had the added effect of kind of throwing out my work schedule as well. I had even less time than I'd planned for. But I like to think I'm adaptable, and so I was determined to make it work. During the move, my partner actually got sideswiped by a car. As in, not that he was in a car and his car got hit, but he was standing next to his car and someone hit him, his actual body, which meant we actually had to spend some of the time we were supposed to be moving, taking him to a doctor, and letting him rest, which also threw out the schedule even further. Even once he rested for a bit and was determined to continue pushing on, he wasn't exactly in top form, and that meant that moving was a little bit slower. Cue panic mode. We had a couple of people jump in, which was a tremendous load off my mind because it meant we could still hit the goals that we needed to in terms of moving out of the old place, getting into the new place, and hopefully getting a little bit along with some of my workload. Without them, we could not have achieved everything we did. So thank you, you know who you are. Thankfully, we did have a couple of days before I had to leave for Kryal where I was able to sort out a lot of what I needed to do. On that note, on moving, if you're one of my regular clients and you're booked in for a fitting in the next little while and you haven't received the new address from me, please get in touch so that I can give that to you and we don't miss your fitting. So what else has been happening in the last month that's caused things to be crazy? Oh yeah, Quest Crunch is a thing. For the uninitiated, Quest is an event that happens here in Victoria twice a year. It's a LARP event and one of the biggest of its kinds in Australia. And every time without fail, I get asked to make a number of items for people for Quest. And often the number of items I'm asked to make outnumbers the amount of hours I have before Quest to make them. While often I do stretch my schedule to be able to fit in as many of those people as possible because I love my clients, particularly my regulars, sometimes I just can't do all the things and I have to turn people away, and that really sucks. So if you have plans for the next Quest, please get in early so that hopefully we can have them done in time. So yeah, basically all those extra orders on top of moving house, on top of planning for Kryal, on top of just general life craziness, it's been a ride. And yeah, last week's video didn't happen, and I'm sorry. So to make up for my failing in last week's video, I thought I'd try and make it up to you this week. I present to you the first 5 days of my time at Kryal Castle. It has been amazing. I've been given the tin table room, which is more than enough room for all of my stock bits and pieces, as well as things like my dye display. I've got 2 weaving looms, the gnarl binding, the loose set. I've got heaps of bits and pieces here and so much room. It's fantastic. It means that those little groups of kids that come in and want to play with everything have all the room in the world to run around, and I'm not worried about them crashing into everything. The tin table room is, however, right next to the lolly shop, which I am spending far too much time in already. Despite the first couple of days being a little bit wet and rainy, I have had no end of quality, in-depth discussions with people. I've had so many people engrossed in the weaving. It's been so fantastic watching all the young minds just soak up all the information, just little sponges absorbing everything. There is no end of in-depth quality discussions with people from all age groups and backgrounds. This piece of weaving was the first cut off the 2-shaft loom, and you can see how many people tried their hand at it just by the different styles of weaving. Watching people's brain tick as they see how the threads interact and how the piece comes together, it just warms my heart so much because you can see how engrossed they are in it. It never gets old to me. You can see them working it out there in front of you. Outside of my little workshop here, I've been going and meeting some of the actors and the workers, some of the crew who are taking care of the animals. I've been able to meet a couple of the jousters. And of course, Cam from Cam's Art Out of the Fire, I'll link him down below in the description. He's got some awesome DIY videos. I've been watching him as he's been making stuff for those videos. Please do check him out. He's another local here in Victoria who makes awesome top-notch stuff. Every single person on staff here is an integral and fascinating part of each visitor's experience. I get to watch them as they make each person smile or they make each person think. And of course, each visitor's experience is not complete without the arena and its live action. For the school holiday program, there's the skill at arms, the birds of prey, and of course, the championship joust. So I'm kind of exhausted now. I'm gonna leave it at this. I need to pack up and try to get some food and some sleep and do it all again tomorrow with a whole new crowd of awesome minds to meld. Also, I just want to show these off. These are very new to me. I got these made by a gentleman over in the UK, Adam Parsons of Blueaxe Reproductions. Hit him up on Facebook. I'll try and link him in the description below. These are based on the Peterson 37.3 style tortoise brooches. They're one of the most common from across the Viking age. There's like over 500 samples or examples found. And these particular ones are from the UK, which is awesome because that's where my persona is based for the Viking age. And I just love them. I love them so much. So Adam, thank you, and thank you. These are going to see a lot of use.